Hey, Rudy here, 12th of November. Welcome to the Daily Ninja Show. If you're new here, welcome aboard. This is where we go through the high risk, high reward shares and ETF that surround the tank. That's this guy here, which we used to build a portfolio to ride out this resource bull market. If you haven't seen him before, I'll leave a vid at the end so you can have a look. Okay, let's get on with it. And also today I'm going to have a bit of a deep dive into our tech sector after the resources. Okay, so the tank I should say, he's up another 1%. So pretty solid effort for the week really. Look at that nice green bar. Our share market. So using VAS, which is the ETF that tracks our share market, having a bit of a, well, it's still on support. The tank over VAS, he continues to outperform VAS. So our market's been, whoa, look at that. CBA. Okay, where's the next? I didn't realise that had happened. Okay, well CBA needs to. So there was a bit of a, if you missed yesterday, their net interest margins are a bit hazy on, and people are a bit worried. In general, the banks don't have a very 1% growth outlook on earnings. Anyway, I'm in resources. Just I haven't talked about emerging markets, but I think my preferred one is this EMKT, which uses a factor-based approach, not market weighting. Anyway, he looks pretty good. America, so no panic stations. So these are weekly charts we're looking at. Nasdaq, same, still looking okay. Gold, so we'll just go to our daily chart. Okay, so he's having a bit of struggle getting through this resistance here. It's okay, you can chop around here. I still don't think he's coming back down to 3,500. Go to a weekly. So this is the XGD. So the strong market, so that would flow through. So Northern Star, that's the big guy. So he's about to make all-time highs. So I won't go through all the ASX stocks, but the ETFs, so miners, looking good. Same as GDX. Mine is the preferred one, GDX, if you want to buy it in your Oz Super. GDXJ, that's the American one. Very nice, it gapped up on Monday. Now just a little ratio comparison I like to do about gold. So this is, go to a monthly. This is the big PX, this is the typical BlackRock 60-40, there's 60 shares, 40% bonds. That's what all the famous people say you should have. So the gold ratio to that investment, that's why they've gone 60-20-20. It's starting its move up. Okay. Copper. Okay, so copper price, just hanging out resistance there, in case you missed it. That's the expected deficit in copper, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So there's no glut of it. At some stage it will go. The wire ETF, that's the one over here in Australia. So that's fine. It's still fine to buy now, I think. Yes, I do think, but don't expect rocket ships right now, I don't think, but you can see this volatility. It did drop. CopJ, that's the one in America that's got all our copper miners in there. BHP, so he's copper and iron ore, so he's the biggest holding in the tank, MVR, so he hasn't got a giddy up yet. Uranium, so uranium spot price just hanging around there. URNM, not doing very much at all. That's okay, it's okay. And that's Kamiko, so sideways for a few weeks would be nice. We can't keep going up. Kaza, so that's the other biggest holding in URNM. Again, he's sitting in there, hugging mum. URNJ, so that's one that's got all the smaller uranium producers, developers. Got a number of our guys in there. That's looking fine. Palladium, he's had a few troubles getting above here. It's fine. Hold, buy. Okay. I don't want that one. Sorry about that. We want the rare earth gang. So REMX, pretty boring, just hanging in there. Linus, coming back down, having lost the daily. Okay, so now what you want to see is it not to go below here, but start to have a bit of a bounce. So that was a pretty harsh smack, so it's rare that they go straight back up, but just keep buying them. So you might be doing one of these things here, just boring. MP, that's the one over in America. I'd say that's the floor there. Luca, so that's fine. Okay, medicine time. So lithium. So the lithium spot price, futures I should say, so it's starting to get a bit of green in there. You can see that's flowing through. So PLS, it's made its new highs now. IGO, looking good. Liontown, bit of giddy up. So all those three are in XMET. Okay. Oil. Okay. So the oil price, we go to a daily. Okay, so we're still trading in a bit of a range. They wiped out the stop people. So next test, $61. Natural gas price. Go to a weekly. Wow, look at that. Above. Oh, actually, I should. There's another little wick there. Just there. Okay, well, anyway, that's pretty positive. So that flows through to the King, Woodside. I'll have a bit of a deep dive into our oil stocks too by request. So just to get some stats into you. So he's Woodside 6.4. It was 7.5 down here. That's when you wanted it. Again, you'd buy it, but expect a pullback at worst case down here. So $7. You round up the oil. So they're 40% oil, 60% gas. The average cost of production is $70. And you've got $60 for so they're making money. Fuel ETF, so that's getting a giddy up. So that's got the Chevrons, the Exxons, and the Shells, all big boys. Okay, so now we've got a number of other options in our market. So we've got Santos, so they're a bit more gas than Woodside. Div's not as high as 5.5. It's not fully franked though, but it's the same cost of production. So apart from the dividend, so Woodside beats him on the dividend front. But if you want diversification, and he looks like he's popping his head up there, then Santos wouldn't be a bad buy. Yeah, so Santos is a legitimate option for Woodside, given that Woodside's already run. Now Beach, so Beach is 70 gas, 30 oil, and $9 cost of production, so higher than the big boys. It does pay 7% div, but it's only a third franked, so reasonable. I did have it as a buy the bounce here. I'd like to see it break this trend line before well, it was a buy here because you're on support, so now it's just getting a little bit more tricky. Then we've got Karoon, so they're basically all oil, $14 cost a barrel, 4.7 div, 50% frank. So you sort of say not really, but you know, if it breaks here and you love it, yeah, why not? We've got Horizon, so they're another basically oil play, $20 cost of production. Don't really don't love the chart. It looks okay. The dividend's pretty good, 14%, but no franking credits. I'd still rather just stick with the Rolls Royce. And then we've got this little fella here. Actually, he was put to me by Bob. Thanks, Bob. So it's a South Australian debt-free, cash flow positive junior gas producer. It doesn't pay a div at the moment. $15 cost. But the thing with high cost producers, when the price of the oil or gas in this case goes up like it is now, it like adds a kicker because their profit margin gets proportionally bigger and bigger. And anyway, rounded bottom, and it looks like it's going to break. So that's one for the punters. Okay, so I'm not going to do other today because I want to get into that tech. So silver, so the girlfriend, it's fine, she's just trying to find her feet there. So Sil had a pretty chilled night tonight. Everyone's waiting for that silver price. Is it going to get smacked down again or not? And ETP mag looks good. Alright, onto the tech gang. Okay, so Robo, that's my preferred ETF exposure for tech. I think Robot's going to be the place to be, so if you like that kind of stuff. D-Tech, I did have a buyback there, but I still think that looks good. It's holding above the averages here. If we look at some of the holdings under there, Palantir is the big one, so it got smacked. Now it's just in there hugging mum. So some of the other ones in there, so you've got Rhine Metal, looks okay. So Lockheed's been smacked, but he'll probably find support down here. And RTX looks like it's going to take highs, as opposed to this guy. I did do a video a couple of weeks ago with that little red arrow. Yeah, I don't like it, and we'll find out why. But if you're looking for a switch alternative, this is the tank MVR over ATX. So it doesn't look too bad. So if we go and look at some of the holdings in ATEC and some other tech stocks, so the Junbei Lu favourite 360 minus 230 PE is a sell, and say it's coming back down. So it made this one of those measured moves here. There's your flagpole to the flagpole. Anyway, it looks like it's going to come down and retest. Aristocrat. So that was the sell back there. That doesn't look like it's going to come down. They don't look like they're going to rip the asset vision. So this one's not in ATEC, it's just a little tech play. ASV. So if you're into that, that looks alright. Car sales. So I didn't have any, I've done no prior sells. So I guess I should give it an official one then. So that's broken support. So that's in big holding in ATEC, CPU. So that was a sell back there. It's sitting on support too. They just don't look bullish. Okay, so now our little army people. Okay, so Drone Shield. Actually, before I did a little bit of, because I know some people really love this space, and I made a comment to someone about this who loves it, and I said, well, there's no wars going on, so it's going to sleep for a while. And he made a very good point, which is governments still need to spend on defence. I said, correct. But market sentiment, unless there's wars going around, the punters don't go and buy it. It's just like punters weren't buying gold when it was, 3,000. No one's interested, and it goes to record highs, and then everyone's buying it. So I think if you love it, these things aren't sells. But just for so Drone Shield, so it's on a 3 billion market cap, so it's not cheap. But it's about, because are they the one with the big backlog? No, not really. So it's about 6 times revenue, I'd give it. And if you're expert on these, tell me if I'm wrong. So yeah, 6 times the revenue. So they're okay. So onto the chart. So I think you're just in one of these periods. So it's definitely not a sell. But as I said, so there's some trigger, and that's a pretty hard whack. ELS. So it's a 350 million market cap. So I've got it about 10 times revenue. That's looking at forward revenue, because you look at past revenues, all these things haven't made much. But this chart looks pretty good for some reason. But yeah, that looks like a buy now. EOS. So EOS, so it's 1 billion market cap. This is 2 times backlog. So they've got like a $400 million backlog. So that's pretty sexy. It's not reflected in the chart because people wouldn't know that. Anyway, it's not a sell, but you want to see it just hangs support around here. Okay, so that's the army boys out the way. MAQ. it looks pretty ugly. I can't give it a sell, but I can't give it a buy. It's got a bit of a head and shoulder. I don't like data centers with the cost, the energy issue. NXT was an old sell, a measured move from there's the flagpole to the flagpole, that resistance. Yeah, I just don't like the space. So they're in ATEC. OEC, I don't know, it's at support if you like it. It's in that propulsion system sort of semi-army thing. PPL, so this was an old one with the rounded bottom and the little squeezy squeeze, so it looks like he's finally waking up. He's not in ATEC. REA, I haven't given any official sells there, but it would want to bounce, otherwise it's coming back down here. Actually, I was a bit pissed really. Morningstar came out yesterday. They said it to sell. I don't believe they're full of shit. Anyway, they're saying $137. It's actually what made me do this tech video today. I said, if they're saying a sell, it must be a buy. So I was hoping for... Anyway, I hope they're wrong, but the chart doesn't look good. RENT. Okay, he likes to make sure he gets recognised. So this is from Mr. Pavassi. So it's sort of like the real REA for renters. And so if we do the ratio, the RNT to REA, so if you switch, there's a nice rounded bottom. So RNT to outperform REA, he reckons. RZI, so that's an old one that looks like he's moving along. Seats, that's a big one in ATEC, so that's an old sell. I keep saying this, I don't think robots apply for jobs anymore. Anyway, it doesn't look bullish. So that's obviously a big one in ATEC. WiseTech, he's hanging on the edge of the cliff here. I don't know if his fingers can hold on or not, but it would want to find a bounce. But again, it's a big one in ATEC, so it doesn't look like it's going to rip. Zero, it's another big one in ATEC, so that's an old sell. Yeah. So you can see where that chart pattern of ATEC's going with those ones. And this guy Zip, I don't understand. He was kicking all the goals, expanding to America. So if you're in it, it's not a sell, but it would want to find some support around here and get a giddy up. All right, that's the daily wrap. Have a good one.